Welcome to Texas 10. I'm Melissa.
And I'm Steve.
And this is another edition of Texas 10's Top 10.
All right. Each week we will do our favorite 10 of a particular category. Note, I said favorite. We don't claim that this is the definitive list, but it is a well-informed opinion between the two of us.
Right. Because we have strong opinions.
Right. And so what we're trying to do is spark a conversation. And so if you don't agree with us, then please comment or email us or get in touch with us somehow or let the world know why we missed something. It's all on our social media, on our website, texas10.com. You can post on comments to these videos, anything to get your opinion out there, because we'd love to know what you think.
Right. And today we're going to talk about the toughest men from Texas.
And so this is a long, long list, right? Texas men are tough. I say that.
From the very beginning.
Right,
I mean, come on, think
right.
about the Texas Revolution.
Right,
I mean, those are some tough dudes.
Right. So there's not anybody tougher than the Alamo guys or the Goliad guys or the San Jacinto guys. And that's the Texas Rangers. And it's just continued on and on. So it's a really hard choice. But we're going to tell you about two of them that are on our list.
Well, I'll tell you who is one of my top toughest guys, and that's Earl Campbell.
The
Tyler Rose. Earl Campbell is a football player from Tyler, Texas. He also competed at the University of Texas, and then later played for the Houston Oilers. And
Love You Blue.
Yeah. It was in the heyday of the Oilers. Mm-hmm. And if you've ever seen...
Which was very short.
Well, but they had a heyday.
They did have a heyday.
They made it to the playoffs. Right. It was very exciting.
Right.
On the back of Earl Campbell.
Right. They never kicked the door open.
They didn't. But I am telling you, this man, he could... If you've ever watched film of Earl running, Earl, you are the guy. I mean... He had these legs and he was so strong, and he would run and he would knock off a defender, and then another one come out and he'd knock off them, and he would just keep going. It took the whole line to get him down. He was the bomb. He was really tough.
Could you do that again? Could you knock
him over?
Okay. So
it was great.
So a little behind the scenes here. Before we talked about who we were going to talk about, and she said Earl Campbell, and I seconded that opinion. And our producer, Cross, says, who's Earl Campbell?
What?
And you got to be kidding me. So and I encourage you to do this. Before you tell us Earl Campbell shouldn't be on the list, go to YouTube and look up Earl Campbell highlights and watch that man run. And it is phenomenal how strong and how determined he was when he was on the football field.
He is one tough Texan.
He is one tough Texan.
And he's the Tyler Rose.
Right. And so I'm going to go in a very unexpected direction here. My toughest Texan. I shouldn't say that. He is on our list as our 10.
Yeah, because I will duke him out for number one.
Okay. And there's many more that you'll see on there. But I have listed the 41st president of the United States, George H.W. Bush. Now, first of all,
choice.
Well, I think it is, but I think it is unusual because if you'll remember, when he was running for president in 1992, Time magazine had a cover that said, it may have been the 88 election, but they had a cover that said, "Can he overcome the wimp factor?" Right?
It's so funny because I think people just judge that kind of on his looks and his demeanor and how he talked, because if you've gone to his library at A&M,
right,
he was anything but a wimp.
Right. And so the more I thought about it, the more unjust I felt like that was, because here's a guy. First of all, he was a college athlete. He played baseball in college. Second, he was a fighter pilot. He was a fighter pilot that flew off aircraft carriers. So he was Top Gun before there was a Top Gun. He was shot down. He survived that, right? And so he's a war hero in one of the most stressful macho sort of things that you can do. Mm-hmm. Then he came back, and he came from a very wealthy Connecticut family. He was connected. He could have gone to Wall Street or whatever, and I'm sure would have been very successful at it. But he decides to come to Texas, and he turns himself into an oil man. So now you have a college athlete who was a fighter pilot who becomes an oil man, but that's not exciting enough for him. He sells his Permian Basin holdings and he says, I'm going to drill for oil offshore. And he pioneers that industry. So like Red-Adair sort of stuff. And so, the perception of him as somehow being a wimp it's like mind-boggling to me. But like M'Lissa said, that came from his demeanor and the way he put himself out. And one of the most impressive, tough things that he ever did was he became a congressman from Houston and was a Republican congressman. And that was when the Fair Housing Act that eliminated or attempted to eliminate discrimination in housing was a hot button issue and eventually passed. Well, his constituents thought he was a commie liberal for supporting fair housing. And rather than go back on his principles, he stood by that. And so, in terms of talking about toughness, there is a physical toughness that he had in spades, but there's an internal toughness to stand by your principles. And that is what George H.W. Bush was about.
Barbara would be just so proud of how you present him. She would just...
Right. Well,
I don't think much made Barbara cry, but that might have made her cry.
No, you couldn't make Barbara cry. I don't think so. Because she knew. I mean, she knew.
Well, and I just was always impressed, too, that he was the head of the CIA.
Well,
you didn't even mention that.
I didn't mention the fact that he was a master spy.
So, yeah.
Right. So,
yeah.
Right. So,
I like your choice.
Right. You weren't thinking about 41, but put him on your list, too.
I was thinking brute force.
Right.
Earl has it. But, yeah, that's a good choice, Steve. I like it.
All right. Well, there you go.
Well, I hope you will continue to join us at Texas 10. Like and share on our social media pages on Facebook and Insta and all the things. Go to our website, texas10.com. And I hope you will join us again next week for another Texas 10 Top 10.
Yes, do that. Thanks so much.